Okay, let me show you a little trick I like to use thinking about subsets. All right. So I like to think about geography. Here is a map of, let's say, here's the world. Right. I'm going to draw this a little bit bigger this time. I ran out of room last time. Here's the world, and I'm a really bad artist, but you can kind of imagine what this is. This is North America, and it comes down like this, and then South America comes out like this, right? And it comes out kind of like that, and then it comes out like this. Okay, that's North America and South America. Whew. Within North America, there is a country very famous. You might have heard of it, called United States. All right, and it looks something like, boy, this is pretty bad. That's okay. Oh, there's Florida. It looks something like that, right? And within the United States, there's a state you might have heard of. It's called Texas, the largest state of the continental United States. Don't ever forget about this huge guy way up here called Texas, but called Texas, called Alaska. But here's Texas, and within Texas, there's a little city you might have heard of it called Victoria. There we are, quaint Victoria, right? So, and that's where you and I live, presumably. Victoria, Texas, United States, Earth. Right? So we can start from our most specific, right? So if you meet somebody and they say, "Hey, where are you from?" You say, "Earth." That's kind of stupid, right? Like, well, yeah, of course you're from Earth, unless I don't know, maybe you met them uh, across the galaxy in a spaceship or something. Some people are from Vulcan, and some people are from Klingon or whatever else, right? But for our purposes, you meet somebody, you say, "Where are you from?" You say, "Earth." Thanks a lot, you jerk, right? That doesn't help me at all. You could answer, you get more specific, right? You could say Earth. You could answer, oh, I'm from North America. True, right? That's true. I'm assuming you were born in, well, let's just say you were born in Victoria for this example, okay? Where do you live? I just say, where do you live? I live in North America. Oh, thanks. So you don't live in Europe. Wow, great. Okay, that doesn't give a little bit more information. It's not much of a jerky thing to say as Earth, right? But it doesn't give you a lot of information. So you could say, I live in the USA, right? That's a little bit more information, a little bit less, of a jerky kind of thing to say than the North America. But it'd be better to say something more specific, right? So if I were going to, and now I'll start going to Texas, right? Texas would be next specific. So I would actually use Texas if I'm traveling out of state. If I'm on an airplane and going to Montana to visit my folks, and they say, "Where are you from?" I'd say Texas. That's what I would say, right? I would say my state. Now, when I'm in Texas and I meet somebody, maybe go over to the Texas Math Teachers Association camp meeting during the summer, which was fantastic. San Antonio was great. People asked me where I was from. I said Victoria. Right? I said Victoria, Texas. So that's a little dot right there. Get even more specific. Okay. But notice all the people who live in Victoria also live in Texas, and they also live in the USA, and they also live in North America, and they also live on Earth, right? Okay, so I could say that all Victoria are Texas and are USA and are North America and Earth, right? We can let me zoom out a little bit there. We can work our way out from specific to general, right? So you tell me you're from Victoria. I know a whole bunch of stuff about you already. I know you're from Texas and you're from North America and USA and Earth. Okay. Now here's the other thing. It doesn't go backwards though. Okay. So if I say I meet somebody, I say, "Hey, where are you from?" "Hey, I'm from Texas." Okay. So I know somebody's from Texas. If they're from Texas, here's your question. If they're from Texas, does that mean they live in Victoria? Does that mean they live in Victoria? It doesn't, right? They could live in San Antonio. They could live in El Paso. They could live in Dallas. They could live in Houston. They could live in many places besides Victoria, Texas. Still be from Texas. Still be telling the truth about Texas, right? And likewise, I can meet somebody who lives in the United States. I say, "Hey, you live in the United States? Really? Do you live in Victoria, Texas?" No. Nope, I don't actually. True story. When I lived in Bolivia, I was in Bolivia for a couple of years, which is way down here, right about there. Okay. people would find out from the United States and they'd ask if I knew their brother-in-law, right? So I lived in Montana, a little state right here. There's more cows than there are people, and they would ask me, "Oh, you live in the United States? Really? Great. Do you know my brother-in-law? He lives in New York City." I mean, like, yeah, no, nope, never been to New York City. I don't know anyone in New York City. You can't assume just because I'm from the United States that I know everybody in New York City, right? But that's what they'd ask. Hey, United States, you're a gringo, right? You're a white guy. You know my brother-in-law. He lives in Maryland. Nope, don't know anybody in Maryland. Sorry. Okay, so that's kind of a tangent, but that's all right. Um, there are people in Texas who aren't in Victoria. There are people in the United States who aren't in Texas, right? There are people on Earth who aren't in North America, right? So you can't go backwards. Now, here's what I'm trying to get to. Remember our set of numbers? Oh, here we are, right here. Remember our set of numbers, our number system? Okay, so we could think of this as the geography. Let's say the natural numbers is Stroman Middle School. All right, so I'm going to draw it over here, another piece of paper real quick, if I can find one. Woo, there it is. All right, Stroman Middle School, right here. Woo, all right, go Stroman. Okay, this is our natural numbers. Remember, those are all the numbers that are positive and they're whole numbers. Okay, Stroman Middle School is inside the city of Victoria, and we'll call that, right? That's our whole numbers, right? And that's within the whole numbers is a subset of. So if I can draw this and talk at the same time. I'm not from Texas, so my Texas shape doesn't look very good. I know it's more nuanced than that. It's okay. This next one up is the integers, and then lastly would be United States. Oh, here we go. Boy, that's a pretty lousy United States, but you know what I'm doing, right? In fact, Texas kind of goes outside of it. And I need to zoom out here because I'm getting too zoomed in. All right. So here's the United States, which represents the rational numbers. Okay? So this is what I always think, and there's going to be a question on the start like this. I guarantee it. There's going to be one that says, if a number is a whole number, is it a rational number? And you should think, well, let's see. If somebody lives in Victoria, does that mean they live in the United States? Yes. Yes. If you're in Victoria, you are in the United States, right? And there might say a question like, if a number is an integer, does that mean it is a natural number? Well, I think, okay, if you are in Texas, does that mean you belong to Stroman Middle School? No, right? So that's how that works. So I always like to think of the geography model, put myself in the middle of like a city and a state and a country and a continent and Earth, whatever else, to kind of to show you what nested sets look like. Because this is an example of a subset within a subset within a subset within a subset. That's a little bit more relatable, more thinkable than just numbers, right? So hopefully that helps you out here a little bit. We'll have to have an activity like this as a worksheet or something, as a station activity in class to do these kinds of questions. Okay, but also notice that all rational numbers, I'm sorry, let's say all whole numbers are integers, right? That shows you that right there. All whole numbers. If you're in Victoria, you are a Texan, right? You are an integer. If you're a whole number, it's true. And if you're a natural number, you are a rational number, right? If you belong to Stroman Middle School, yes, you live in the United States, right? So that is a geography model of sets and subsets. Hope it helps.